Yes, guys, welcome, one and all. My name is Rob. I am one half of the newly created R&R Revelations. Welcome. As you can see, I am flying solo this evening. Hope you're all doing well. A little bit of a change of plan. I was supposed to be joined by one of the team. However, we are going to go solo. We are going to give it a go and let's see what happens. This will pretty much be a bit of a Q&A. I want to talk a little bit about the Cardiff game. I want to talk about the Welsh game on the weekend. And of course, as I mentioned in the chat, to those of you who are part of any questions or any comments, whatever, smash them in there. Let's have a bash and let's see what happens. Just whatever you guys want to talk about. So a bit of a Patreon show that we would normally do on a Monday, but on a Thursday for you beautiful people. And let's have a freaking bash at it. Past the watershed, so anything can happen. Big shout out to Sai, who's been working his testiculars off. Lots of stuff coming up. We've been made aware. Nothing can be announced as yet. However, please keep an eye on your socials because big things are coming for the channel. It's going to be a mad end to the year. It's going to be a huge start to 2026 as well. So if you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, etc. What I want to do as well is get in. We have a couple of Patreon shows coming up over the next couple of weeks. Returning guests, who's done part ones with us, Mr. Legg in particular. So for those of you who are not members already, get on patreon.com. The banner's fucking flying about somewhere. And remember, because you won't want to miss part with Leggy and others as well who's going to be joining us. Anyway, enough about them. All about me. This is all about me tonight and my voice. So fuck everything else. Let's go. I want to jump straight into a question which our beautiful Scottish friend has put up straight away. If you hadn't done the job you do now, what other job could you have done or chosen to be? Not dream jobs, just other choice. That's a great question. So a lot of you probably don't know much about my background, etc. Surprise. I know I'm obviously fantastic at what I do first sight. This isn't my job. I do have a full-time job for a pension company, which obviously is, obviously pays the bills. When I was younger, I always wanted to be choice of two. I want to be this never goes down well when I tell people, but I always want to be a copper. And this is completely opposite. I want to be a bin man. Because I was always up. I'm now still always up early. A year that pays decent, in fairness. But yeah, I always want to be a bin man or a copper, in fairness. Pretty appreciate it's pretty fucking polar opposites of each other. But yeah, let us know in the comments what was your dream job and things like that along the way. Evening, Graham, my friend. Paul, who was the youngest player Tuesday? I'm not sure, mate. Somebody's going to answer that. No, John, of course he is. Yes, I'm going to come to that, Paul, in a second, because that is something I do want to talk about as well, mate. TJ Parfit was the youngest. He's under 19 centre half. Well done, John, using your Google. Yes, this is something I do want to talk about. I won't go into too much detail for obvious reasons. So I'm just very aware my son's not too far behind. So, yeah, unfortunately, the situation happened not some 5 minutes away from where I live late last night, and a young lady unfortunately passed away, and her mum is you come on camera as well, mate? No. Hello, mate. You can go away now. Okay. Love you, bud. No, sorry. So, young girl unfortunately passed away, and her mum, who I actually know as well, is in a critical condition. It's not great, mate. It's really not great. It's as you can imagine, it's small. I live in a small little area. In this, obviously, it's sent shockwaves around the community, mate. So it's not great, mate. It's not great at all. But yeah, it's what do you say? What do you do, and what do you say to that? In fairness, but yeah. Here we go. What we got? Darryl, how was it? See, that's the thing. You can't take what age group they're playing in as their age. So in fairness, like look at Tank. Was he 15 years of age? And he's obviously made a senior appearance. Like so, unless it's written down, then you can't really take it for what it is. We got Paul says I tried to join the army project because of asthma. Wasn't tall enough for joining coppers. Interesting. That's mad though. That's mad. And this is no disrespect, Paul, mate. Obviously a little bit slightly older than me. But I wouldn't have thought now they could discriminate against like asthma and height, etc. Although I will say, and this may come across as me being a douche, but like if somewhat World War III does happen, I am playing that motherfucking asthma card because there's those of you who know me, I ain't got offer nothing at all. Like I'll go for a pint with you all if you want, but I can't offer nothing else whatsoever. What we got? Graham. I wanted to be a mechanic, but the class was full, and the only option was cooking. I then lost interest in school, went to join the army, but before I started, I got steelwork still. Thatcher. It pains me to say that name, Thatcher, for obvious reasons. And do you know what? And so when I was in school in comp, you have the option of woodwork and tech and stuff like that. I actually physically opted for cooking. Shock, surprise, given the size of me. And fair enough, not just because I could cook with ladies and stuff like that, just because I'm a fat fucker and I love to eat. Mate, I don't think there would be many people stopping us from putting you on the front line. I think we would all channel that in the loveliest way possible, John. Fucking get him. Right, while we're going on about that a little bit, what I do want to talk about is Saturday. Obviously, massively important game for Wales away to Liechtenstein. Still find it mad, and there's obviously coming up fixtures as well for Cardiff, which is going to coincide with the rugby, which is silly from WRU, wherever it may be, was organising it. I know, obviously, this is predominantly Cardiff channel. I'd love to know your thoughts of, isn't it? Yeah, it's just 5 o'clock kickoff for Cardiff. Sorry, for Wales, beg your pardon. Excuse me. 5 o'clock kickoff for Wales. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, you beautiful people, 5:20 kickoff in the Principality for Wales at rugby against Japan. I know, obviously, Wales football are away, but it's just why? Like, we had this conversation on a show a little while ago because the 21s were playing, the Welsh and the 21s are playing the same time as, I think it might have been the seniors, which I thought was stupid. But literally to have 2 massive games in their respective sports playing coinciding with each other, it's just stupid, man. Where's the fucking sense in that? And like in 2 weeks' time, and I'm due to go down with, I haven't bought the tickets yet, but as you all know, my boy has started getting the Cardiff City bug. So we've been very kindly gifted a couple of tickets over the last few weeks, but last couple of months, sorry. But we're planning on going down for the Mansfield game at the end of the month. However, that's literally same time and date as the Welsh rugby are playing as well in Cardiff at the same time. This is South Africa. I think it's South Africa game the rugby's playing. And it's just nuts. Like, it's absolutely wild. Like, who the hell? I know Cardiff City and stuff like that, don't get me wrong. But like, who the hell approves it? Who signs this off? Is it on WRU's fault? Is it the FAW? Is it the EFL? Like, who's allowing this? Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like it's we're in England where it's such a big, vast city where you can have multiple games on, multiple sports on different times. You know, these grounds are not a million miles away. Like, I just can't. I don't understand why this is a thing, and I don't understand why this has been okayed. Well, I will say from a rugby perspective, that Welsh game, like 90% of, well, maybe not 90%, but a vast majority of those players will be going back to playing in the Guinness Premiership. Those players who play for Wales, who don't play in Wales rugby, they'll be going back to play for the respected countries, respected clubs. Wales, South Africa is literally the last game of the autumn internationals, which should have finished the week before. And obviously, Wales started the rugby internationals a week after everyone else because we have to be different because we are dickheads. Let's have a little jump to the comms then, you beautiful buggers, shall we? What we got? Will Scotland beat Greece away? Honest answer. I think you will, mate. I just think Scotland are in a good place at the moment. I think from what I watch a lot of different sorts of football, different countries, different levels and stuff like that. I think you're more than capable of beating Greece. What do you think, mate? I think so personally. As long as you all know what's coming next, as long as Dimmy and Seo are not on the team, I think you've got one hell of a chance of doing them. Has Scotland qualified yet then? Can anyone tell me? I think it's only England from the home nations through. Make or break for Scotland if they beat Greece, they're through. If someone can share and enlighten me, I'd love that because I'm not entirely sure. I got a feeling that they're on the verge, similar to Wales scenario where pretty much a couple of must-win games to see us over the line and to qualify, etc. I got a feeling that's the same sort of scenario for them. But yeah, if you can share that with me, mate, much appreciated, or somebody else. John O says, always a positive one. Jonathan says, Scotland, Greece draw, I think. Who's winning a 100-meter sprint, Johnny or Adam? Well, Adam's too big time for the channel now because he made some besties when he was on his travels on the weekend. So, for those of you who don't know, Adam, who's a Patreon member, I'd like to think a loyal Patreon member. However, he was caught catching up at the game on Saturday with a different channel, should we say, giving some spoons about. So that's all we'll say about that. Paul, watching M21 regularly, you see how good some of the youth are, but completely different when they step up to Arsenal. When they step up. Arsenal are a good side, but our boys in a one-off game are a match for any team. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I will follow this up right now. So, I don't think Reese has shared it yet. So, we have Wimbledon, isn't it, in the next round, which leads us on quite nicely. So, I think it is the next guest. He's either on before or straight after, like the next day after we play him. But me and Reese have the AFC Wimbledon academy coach coming to join us for a chat. So it couldn't work out a better timing to, with the fixture, etc., and things like that. It was written for that to happen. So that's gonna be good. That's gonna be very, very good. We've had some very, very different people on of late from all different backgrounds, all different personalities, should we say? So this one will be interesting for a lot of reasons. Obviously, with him being involved in the academy, this is going to be a good one. It is going to be available to for free on the channel. However, depending on how it goes, as you all know, with previous shows we've done, depending on how it goes, we may do a part 2, Patreon only. But obviously, we go across that as we come about. So that will be. It couldn't work out as better timing, to be perfectly honest with you. I just seen your comment there. What we got? You got a friend in me. In me, indeed. What we got? So, Gray says, if Greece play against England, no. But if Scotland play against Norway, yes. Yeah, I don't. Has anybody actually said what the permutations are? What we got? Adam and fat, and he plays rugby, so he should have fitness. That's a great question, mate. Welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing good. Would BBN be a good Ireland manager? Republic Ireland is in, and apologies for our Republic of Ireland fans watching, they are in turmoil at the moment. They are underachieving, in my opinion. Yes, the standard is not as great as what when I was growing up, like There we go. Did anybody hear what I just said then, or was I just talking to myself? But yeah, I think that changing the guard is probably needed for Ireland. I'd be interested to know if that was on his radar. I would be more inclined to say that would be a Robbie Keane position. I think he's put a graft in over the last couple of years. I think that screams Robbie Keane for me, though, personally. But yeah, let me know if you think it's different. I'd be interested to know if Greg, can you all see me now? Yeah, I'm guessing I'm back. Ooh. Yeah, I think that I don't think he's ready for it yet, and I seen he was linked to the Borough job, which by the way, that's wild. What is Rob Edwards doing? Like I know he's got connection with Wolves, but he is literally sent himself to the fucking Wolves, like by going there as a manager because he can't do no wrong, no right there. Like I guarantee you, and I put damn good money on it, that he will not be manager there by the end of the season. And maybe it's easy for us to say because, I'm just sat here on a Thursday evening talking to you beautiful people. But I just don't think. He's taken on obviously a whopper of a check. And like I said, he's got the connections, but it's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. But we see it all the time. How many times over the last since the beginning of time have we seen a manager jump ship in the championship to go to a struggling Premier League team, and then it's gone tits up, and then they go back a peg, they go back a step, do you know what I mean? And they, they're not in the running for jobs again. But then, unless you're John Sheridan, of course, when you get everything known to mankind given to you. Sorry, John. Hopefully get you on soon, Mr. Sheridan. But then that conveyor belt starts again, and they just, I don't know, man. I think Gary Neal's out of work at the time. I think for everyone involved, Gary O'Neill should have been given the job, personally. He, again, knows the club. He was there previously. He done a decent job. That's all I think. But, well, do I know? Right. What we got? Jono. No, I think BBM will use this anywhere else. Yeah, he's shit. Fucking, he's rubbish. This is a good one. Who would win in an arm wrestling contest? Matt, Reese, Rob, or Aaron? Ooh, you've got Evan, but that's okay. But yeah, we can let Evan go against Sai, because I think that might be an even contest. Any jokes? Okay, so I think. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, see, I reckon I could fucking take him. I think Ainge in his pomp, Ainge would smash the crap out of any of us with an arm wrestling competition. Like, for those of you who don't know, Matt was one of the best rugby players in our area, one of the best props around, bar none. Like, I'm not just kissing his ass because I don't kiss Ainge's ass, but he was a big, powerful boy, class rugby player. Now, I reckon I could take him. Reese, he's been benching. He's still trying to get his Tinder profile on point. He's trying so hard. God bless him. Sorry, all struggling with Wi-Fi downstairs for some reason. I reckon Aaron's got a bit in his locker. I think he's got something about him, Aaron. Final boss. I think he's to take it for me. But I'd go Reese, Matt, Rob. Reese, Matt, me, Aaron. It's a good one. Let me ask you this, Rob. Before the regions become a thing and rugby using more teams playing leagues, are the regions good or bad? Do you know what, mate? That's a very, very good question. I'd argue that we've seen the good and the bad from it. We've seen the success from Wales, but I think my issue is that there's a lot of talent that goes missing. There's a lot of talent at my neck of the woods, which has gone on the radar. There's a lot of successful rugby teams around here. Bargard, Flower, to name a couple. And I don't think they are picked up as much as what they would have been some 20, 30 years ago. 20, 30 years ago, mate, we've probably got half a dozen or more players from my area playing top tier rugby. And that's not to diminish the level they're playing at now. And, like I said, with Bargain, for example, which is one of the best teams around in my area, they do get paid to play. Obviously, not to make a living out of, but they do get paid. But that's the problem with regions. Like these players, these good quality players, do get missed out on. I'm not involved in rugby these days, so I don't know what the scouting protocol is and things like that. But I can imagine it's not as easy. You look at it. But you see, for example, Cardiff. You're gonna your main aim is going to be look at Cardiff area. That's going to be your main aim. You ain't necessarily going to look at the other areas, the outside areas, and things like that. And I don't know, mate. There's good and there's bad of it, like everything. And then obviously, as you're probably aware yourself, mate, there was talk of going to 2. There was talk of going to 3. 3 is probably most likely, and combining Scarlets and Ospreys. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know is the honest. Right, you all still with me here? Fucking Morgan. Morgan, go to bed. Was he gone? Right. So this, I'm assuming it's him. this young man. I will out you, Morg. So Morgan is my boy's best buddy. And I'm guessing my son is watching along as well. So if you're still watching, Joseph, watching Morgan, get to bed. You got school in the morning and you got spans tomorrow, you little turds. Right, where are we? Completely lost my trail of thought now. Yes. Go back to football. International breaks. So this is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a 2-weeker. This one. I got a feeling this is a 2-week. Paul, don't welcome him in, mate. Don't welcome that young boy in. Yeah, I got a feeling this is a 2-weeker now, isn't it? And then there's not one for like a good few months afterwards. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone, please. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I can't believe this will be a algorithm would do recent arm wrestle. I haven't seen Al for a long time. Maybe he's had his hard drive taken off him. Who knows? Yeah, it will be Sunspell if. Well, that's it. Now it's nerd talk. I'm sorry, I know I mentioned about football, but now it's nerd talk. I mean, do we pull the plug on it and go join the Guinness Premiership? There'd be a hell of a lot more money involved. And it would help with a lot of things. And the travel side, I don't think it's going to change too much. Maybe that's the better option to go and just combine them all together. You know, even with Glasgow and Edinburgh and stuff, maybe we just all combine them together. I don't know. I don't know what the best option is there, to be honest with you, mate. What we got? Yeah, it is, mate. It is a tough one. And speaking of Morgan, his older brother Riley's a very, very good rugby player, and that's the problem. That young boy's only 13, 14 years of age. He's a very good rugby player. My partner's cousin, who plays for Bargard Youth, coming through at Dragons. Now he's at Bargard Youth. That's another one who could potentially go under the radar because of the clapping down on regions, and they're just going to look at players within their area. I think maybe we need to do a rugby channel, mate. If those of you, if we've got a lot of rugby fans here, then maybe I need to do one of those, to be fair. All right, where we at? So let's talk about Saturday for the Welsh football. Anybody have any predictions for the teams? I've just been loading up the squad because I know it's changed a little bit. Obviously, we had Cabango, which I'm not too fussed about, has pulled out. Ben Davis has pulled out. I'm sure there was somebody else as well. Kiefer Moore has pulled out as well. Does anybody have any predictions for the starting lineup? I think we'll probably see quite a Cardiff heavy team against Liechtenstein on Saturday. I think, for me personally, I think Darlow starts. I think Capaccio starts. I think he goes Darlow, Capaccio, Roden, Lawler, Nico Williams. I think he goes Brooks. I'm assuming Amadou's fit. I think he goes Jordan James. I think he goes Ravi Matondo. And then I think he goes Ruben and Brennan Johnson up top. Yeah, John, I know. I know he's not 100% cleared yet. Maybe you might go Meckham then. But that's why I think he'll go. I do think at least 2-3 Cardiff players start for me. There we are. One quick one back to rugby. My cousin's kid played for Fairwaters now. Yeah, it was what I mean. Like, it's all under the umbrella. Let us know your teams, guys. What you think? Let us know your thoughts, obviously, on the Victory Cup next round draw as well. We won't talk much else about Cardiff because nothing else really going on at the moment. Another point as well, I did see. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I do like Roden or John. Big fan of him. With my Welsh hat on, I think he's a very good centre half. And I think that him and Lawler are the future of Wales. I don't think there's any doubt about it. That's a quality. Oh fuck! I forgot about him, Dan James. I don't know. See, then I'd probably maybe drop Matondo, then Dan James off the left, and then Dan James off the left, Ruben and Brennan in the line. But I don't think I say that. So Thomas, I say that. I bet it'll probably be Capaccio probably will be right back, and it'll probably be right back. Roden, Mepham, Nico, Sorba one on the left, Dan James on the right, and then he'll probably be Ampadu, Jordan James. Oh, what's that fucking Oxford striker's names? Mark Harris and Brennan Johnson, and in front of something stupid like that. Mark Harris is in the squad. I'm trying to load it up, but it's not loading for me. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's in the squad. I know Ramsey's there as a voice only. Fucking Josh Ian as well. Let's have a quick butchers. Here we go. So yeah, Carl Darlow. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Christ, he probably will go. You probably will go now. Darlow. Nico right. Silva left. Roden, Meps, centre half. Ampadu, Josh Sheehan, midfield. Sorbo one wing. Brennan the other. Wilson behind Johnson. Take all the buggers out altogether. I don't know, mate. Oh yeah, Mark Harris. Jesus Christ. I don't get it. He's still getting calls personally. I don't get it. Yeah, it could do, John. Yeah, it could be, in fairness. I will do favourite food before, mate. No problem at all. Yeah, Ams could potentially do it. He may go through the back and go Roden, Meps, and Ampadu. And do three or five at the back, wherever we want to look at it. And De Silva and Nico then as wing backs, potentially. I thought Callum was injured, John. Or am I wrong? I thought he was injured. I thought he was out. Maybe I had a dream. Now, Conor Robertson's not in the squad, is he? Or have I completely missed that? No, Conor Robertson's not on the squad, mate. He's still out of an injury at the moment. Captain will be Ams, I'm assuming. Ams will be captain, I imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine anything else. Favourite food? We'll finish off shortly end. Now, can't believe it's been 45 minutes. Can't even have bored you all to death just yet. Favourite food? So, I've got a few different options depending on the day, time. I love chips and beans. Shock horror. Not egg or man. Sausage, beans and chips. I love sausage, beans and chips with Tabasco sauce. I love Tabasco sauce. Big fan of it. I love sauce. I am a spicy guy. I do love a fajita. I love a fajita Friday. This may come as no surprise. I do love a doner kebab. I tell you what I really do like. It's cheese and ham toasty. Simple. Love it. So, why is this my recommended? Welcome, mate. Why is this my recommended? Could be because we said that Dave Edwards, we said his name 3 times and he appeared, and then coincidentally I appeared. But thank you, even all the same, for tuning in. And I'd love to get your view, actually, if you are still here, on your thoughts on Dave Edwards being appointed. I said, probably before you commented, that I think is daft. I think that Gary O'Neill should have had a job for me. But clearly you're a Wolves fan, so you know more about your team than myself. So I'd argue that mate, yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. This is literally it. This was supposed to be a more constructive conversation this evening. However, slight change of plans, so it's a bit of we're just talking a little bit of shit, mate. So that's literally what it is. So we are a Cardiff City podcast. However, change of plans. Yeah. This is just the way it's happened, mate, to be honest with you. Rob Edwards, sorry, yeah, I do apologise. My sincere apologies to you, Rob Edwards, yeah. But yeah, we will start wrapping up soon. But yeah, Wolves fan, are you happy with Rob Edwards, not Dave Edwards, being your gaffer, or would you have preferred Gary O'Neill, who was, I thought he would have been the always go off track. You're absolutely right, Greg. It is what it is, mate. And this is why I shouldn't be left alone to my own devices, because I've gone from talking Cardiff, talking Wales, talking rugby, talking fucking food. Now we're talking about Wolves. So This is literally where we're at. It's a Thursday night. Who cares? Let's have some fun in that. Life's too serious at times, so it's nice to have a laugh, nice to have a little joke, and be free. Oh, there we are then. Ask Rob anything, mate. Exactly right, man. Guy with a little turn down. Interesting. I wonder what he was actually looking for then, because he is out of job, isn't he, Gary O'Neill? So I do wonder what his aspirations are. Rangers job, Celtic job. I don't know. Yeah. So obviously, if anything else, guys, chuck him in there. I will bring this up, mate. A long time. The surprise at general lack of, backlash from the media for Rob Edwards. He played 170 games for us, was a youth team coach for years, so was always, 100%. I would agree massively on that because it was almost written that he was destined for that job. I think from an outside point of view was that the timing. We spoke about it briefly before you joined, my friend, whether this could tarnish his CV, his criteria, etc. If indeed, and I got a lot of time for Wolves, I'm a big fan of them, to be honest with you. If indeed they do end up getting relegated, what happens then for him? And it's a double-edged sword almost, isn't it? Because, how often, I suppose, do these jobs come around to manage a Premier League? And he obviously has a soft spot for Wolves as well. So, all the best to him. I wish him nothing but the success and the best for it. But it's a hell of a hard task to take on, to leave, I would say, a successful championship team to go to a struggling Premiership team. But, all the best to him. And I hope he hits the ground running. There we are. Thanks for clearing that up, my friend. Family lives in Brum, so that's obviously going to be a pull then as well from going up the north of a borough to being back around family. So excuse me, sorry, makes much more perfect sense. We got Johnny says Gary O'Neill felt it was in the right time. Sorry, beg your pardon. To go back to Wolves, like the position that it was probably a losing situation no matter what happened. He's talked to 3 championship clubs. Gary O'Neill wanted to sign, but the fans were having none of it. Gary got sacked 12 months ago for being on the same point as Vito was. It was when he was sacked, except Gary had Cunha. Yeah, look at the team he had and the players you've lost. Like, I'd love to know Wolves' turnover, because it must be huge monetary-wise over the last 2 or 3 seasons. Like the money they brought in, from the, you say, Cunha and players like that. That must be. They're obviously clearly building for something. I never thought of Wolves as really as a selling club, but that's how much they seem to be at the moment. It's a bit of a feeder club, producing massive talent, and obviously casting on it. True. In definition of Sandy for signing O'Neill, Finger and Jenny walked out to booze. Our issue at Wolves is the Manchester owners. That's surprising, that, because, like I said, myself and others in the comms are only outsiders looking in. I personally always thought he was well respected, and well loved with Wolves fans, and maybe, like I said, maybe he is with a large part of the others. But I always thought, in my head, he'd be one of those who would be welcomed home with open arms, sort of thing, Clearly not. Obviously, things can be deceiving, etc. So, which is quite interesting, in fairness, mate. Like I said, I would have had him down until obviously we heard a few days ago about Rob, staying away from the team and things like that. Then when it also obviously started to pick up, etc., I would have had him down for it. What we got? Yeah, we got exactly, John, mate. Our owners are pockets and all, stadiums full of Park Station Stars. Been circling the drains for years. It's a shame. It is a shame. Because Wolves is a massive club, and I ain't saying it's just to kiss your ass because you're joining our show this evening, mate. But they are a big club, and I think they're an established Premier League team now. Over the last somewhat 5+ years or so, they've established themselves as a good Premier League team. Obviously, having players like Moutinho and Neves and things like that, and God bless his soul, Jota in the Championship and stuff. And it kicked on and was, like I said, from the outside, looked like a well-run club. Clearly not. And it's interesting how looks can be deceiving, because I wasn't aware of it. Maybe I'm naive, and you guys in the comms could maybe correct me on it, but I would have thought, I was only in the impression that it was, quite well run. But it, and yeah, you follow up here, mate, nicely, following the footsteps of Southampton, and that's a mad one. The manager got sacked. Was it last week or the week before? I'm not sure if they got a replacement yet. That could be freaking Gary O'Neill potentially then. It's crazy. It's crazy. Football's mad. It's absolutely nuts. And what we got? Chinese owners won't come out and share what their ambition is and what they want to achieve. Won't speak to fans. Mate, you're preaching to the choir here. We've, as Cardiff fans, as a constant battle with owners speaking to the current regime, speaking to the fans, etc. How long have they been in charge then? Have they been there since the time when you say, like I said earlier, you brought in the Ruben, Neves, etc. Have they been in that long? I'm assuming so. That they chucked the money in then. Glory days were nights under the lights of Cardiff with Nuno and Warnock going at it. And what is your thoughts on Nuno? Because he's obviously gone to West Ham now. I won't keep you all much longer. I know I'm talking to I've gone off on a tangent again, so apologies everyone. Going to West Ham, which again I just think it's a no-win situation taking that job. Again, it's a big club. I don't like West Ham. Never have, never will. It's a big club. There's no denying that. I just think that's a lot. I'd like to think Nuno is better than that, personally. I think there's a couple of different reasons why people buy clubs. I think it's a status flag, like, I can own this and that. I think it's, dare I say, tax haven for some people. But there's a minority who do buy football clubs for the right reasons. It just seems to be coming few and far between now. Maybe it was the same when I was younger. Well, I'm 37 years of age. I wasn't aware of this when I was younger, like of shit owners. I grew up, right, I say that, and we had certain Cardiff owners when I was younger, but the owners seem to be in it for the club. And I don't think that's apparent in modern day football. It's not as out there anyway, put it that way. You can argue to the cows come home about Wrexham and the US money, the Disney money, whatever I call it. I genuinely think that they do have Wrexham at heart. I might be in a minority there. Maybe I'm just a naive little turd. But I think that they do have the club and the village at heart, personally. But yeah. What we got? Where we going? Oh, I'll come back to that one in a sec. Starting to burn Norwich. Oh, yes, it's just the usual suspects, isn't it? And it's just the usual suspects. You can't have. It's always on your bingo card, isn't it? When I'm 9 out of 10, 2 out of the 3 of those teams are going to be linked with a manager. That's the reality of it. You could chuck in Sheffield United in there as well, potentially. But it's just every single freaking year it seems to be the case. Since 2018, the owner. We had one season, championship, and hired new note. Yeah. Our chairman came out this summer and said, a time when the new note was fucking lucky. Shut up. How is that lucky? Like, that's just wild, man. That's absolutely wild. Yeah, they did, mate. There was a protest. Various different channels tried to organise it. I don't think it was that successful, personally. I don't think we really got anywhere with it. There was bigger protests. In recent times. There was bigger protests in the past, obviously with the badge, the kit, the colour, etc., things like that, which turned out positive. But there was protests back in the last season. Nothing really changed there, mate. So much about your owners. I think that's a resounding turn out. I ain't going to get too much into that because I think that we could be here all night. I don't think it's just a town problem, though, personally. 100%. After HGO, half-time oranges. Where have you been, man? Where's he gone? When town eventually sells on. Yes. See, this is the shit I can get behind. You only got to look at what we've achieved this season so far in the seniors. How many senior players are in the Welsh squad? How many in the 21s are in the under 21 squad? Sorry, I'm losing my voice now. And how well Cardiff performed against Arsenal in the 21s. And you'd argue it was Arsenal in the 21s. Bear in mind, for those of you who didn't watch, those of you neutrals, that were a Cardiff senior squad. Hell, that wasn't a Cardiff under 21s team. That was a Cardiff under 19s, 20s team with Turner in goals. And maybe 2 under 21s potentially. Future's bright as hell. Like, it is bright. There's a lot to be positive about. In a football world where it's full of misery and ruined Saturdays and stuff, it's stuff like that that can put a smile on your face and think that worst case scenario, this club does have a future. And, we have got a lot of assets at the club. And that's the reality of it, as my Wolves friend would announce, like, that players are an asset. The money the Wolves have brought in has probably, whilst it's obviously taken them back several steps, but then again, I suppose I don't know how much for the owner's pockets, but you think that it's secured that club status in general for many years to come. But yeah, where are we? Sometimes owners fight a club right up, wanting me to assess. Some foreign owners just run clubs like hotels, FA and all. Yeah, the what's the terminology they use? Fit and proper, is it? Or I can't think what it's called. What the FA use? It's fit and proper or some shit like that he uses, isn't it? Test for ownership. I think it's dog shit. Lots more needs to be done. A hell of a lot more needs to be done. Otherwise, we're going to see a hell of a lot more teams dropping out of the Football League and going out of existence, personally. Only been about 2 games. Yeah, 100%. Wolves fans did an open letter to the chairman last week. Been ignored. Heard the Wolves podcast, so I beg your pardon. Very difficult to organise protests. Have been Taiwan. Fucking hell. That's nuts, man. Right. I can't believe I've managed to go on over an hour when I've been left to my own devices. So that's a big thank you to all of you in the comments for that. Really, really appreciated. Saturday, tomorrow, check out the show source. I don't know what size doing. Something's going on. Saturday, me and Si might be doing a post-match review of the Welsh game. Don't forget, next Tuesday, I'm pretty certain it's next Tuesday, we are joined by the AFC Wimbledon Academy coach. So be sure to check out. I could be wrong. It could be somebody else. So I do apologize in advance, but check out the socials and things like that, because we'll make sure we share it. Mate, Wolves fan, I'm not sure if your name, my friend, but thank you so much for, I appreciate you obviously stumbled upon me, but thank you for staying around and commenting. We do have some guests on. Feel free to check them out. We've had Great Mikhail Smith, Andy Legg, and we've got Matthew Connolly coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. So if you haven't done so already, mate, please drop us a share and a like. And you're always more than welcome, mate. It's yes, it's a Cardiff channel. Yes, it's a Cardiff show, mate, but literally, as you can clearly see from the shit I've been doing for the last half hour, everybody's welcome. We can talk about whatever you want. Well, I'm left to my own devices. Thanks, Paul, mate. Much love. Right, you beautiful lot. Thank you for all of you for your comments, questions. Much love. Good night. God bless, and goodbye, my friends.